The Magi and Herod informed us that the star appeared in 3 BC. So, the simple question is, was there any celestial signage in the Leo constellation with Regulus in 3 BC? And the answer is, oh yeah, it lit up like the 4th of July. And it started with the star's helical rising in the east as Herod was asking for the specific time that the star appeared. Helical rising, or star rising, of a star occurs annually when it briefly becomes visible above the eastern horizon at dawn just before sunrise, after it has spent a season behind the sun, rendering it invisible. So you can see how this matches the description from the Magi and Herod. Michael Molnar, in his work on the Magi and the star, confirms this. Molnar says that the star was Jupiter and its helical rising on April 17, 6 BC in the Aries constellation. Remember that the ancients saw the 5 visible planets as wandering stars, and it makes total sense that Jupiter, the king planet, is the star that the Magi were referring to, as it's the 3rd brightest object in the night sky behind the moon and Venus. I think most know that Jupiter was the king god of the Roman pantheon and the equivalent to Zeus in the Greek pantheon. The planet was also called the star of Jupiter and meant to the Greeks as the shining one or blazing star. Molnar confirmed Matthew's wording to be stock astronomical wording for helical risings in the ancient world. How you know that it was Jupiter's annual rising was if it preceded the sun by 12 degrees. Now, Molnar picked April 17, 6 BC because he was working off of a 4 BC date for Herod's death. He also looked into the numismatic coinage of the day and saw connections between Aries and Herod's territory. As you can see in the picture, is that Jupiter is 12 degrees away from the sun at sunrise on April 17, 6 BC in the Aries constellation. But Molnar's view fails because he is working off of the wrong year for Herod's death, and scripturally, we know that the star needs to be connected with the Leo constellation, and also that Daniel has already connected the Persian Empire with the Aries constellation. In 5 BC, Jupiter's helical rising was in the Taurus constellation. Then, in 4 BC, it was in the Gemini constellation. Does anyone want to take a guess in which one it rose in 3 BC? That's right, the Leo constellation. Now, if you have some goosebumps with this, just wait, because it's going to get pretty cool from here. But just to show is that in 2 BC, Jupiter's helical rising was in the Virgo constellation. Now, going back to the August 1st, 3 BC rising, is that it's perfect, as it's right when we expected the Roman census, i.e. the oath mandate, to have been conducted in Judea. Now watch what happens in the next 11 days. Venus and Jupiter form a conjunction on August 12th. Then Jupiter continued toward the Leo constellation and joined Regulus on September 14th, 3 BC, right in the window that Luke described Jesus' birth taking place in. But the show was far from over, as Jupiter appears to reverse course and joins again with Regulus on February 17th, 2 BC. But just keep watching, because Jupiter again appears to reverse course, and for a 3rd time joins with Regulus on May 8th, 2 BC. This back and forth could have been interpreted by the Magi as some type of crowning effect over Regulus. But the show wasn't over, as Jupiter remained in Leo, is that then Venus appeared to be closing in on it again on June 17th, 2 BC, and on the ground level, they would have fused together as a single object and became the brightest sign that the Magi would have ever seen in the West. Guys, the great conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter that we just had on December 20th, 2020, pales in comparison to this. And actually, we could see, Jupiter Venus one coming up soon on February 11th and 12th, 2021, if you like to go out and see it in the night sky. But in regards to the June 17th 2 BC one, is that you would need elvish eyes to see the 0.04 degree separation between the two. Robert Sinnott wrote in Skying Telescope that this would have been a brilliant double star, and the fusion of the two planets would have been a rare and awe-inspiring event. And at this point, the Magi would have known that it was time to pack up the camels and head to Jerusalem. Reminder, hit the subscribe button below, turn on the notification bell, hit the like button, and leave a comment. And don't forget to visit us at justcrypto.org. But in the meantime, stay salty.